Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video I kind of just want to sit down and talk with you guys and go over the future of Maplestory, and more importantly go over my predictions, my thoughts, and what I think will be happening in the very near future for GMS, and more specifically GMS Heroic. But before we get into that, let's cover a few things first. So obviously don't have my camera going right now, so I'm going to be putting this hyper realistic image that you guys always say looks exactly like me, and since you guys always say that there's a jump scare in the video, we will be using this image instead. Number two, these are only my predictions and my thoughts going forward, so this is not a absolute objective thing that will happen. It's just what I think is going to happen, or what is likely to happen based off of past events in Maplestory. And number three, if you guys do enjoy the videos, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a ton and it lets us know that you guys are enjoying the content. But now that we've gotten all that out of the way, let's get right into the video. So first things first, what do I think is going to be happening in the very near future in GMS Heroic? Well, in the last Inkwell note, they had stated that there are going to be various features that they'll be looking into and covering as we move further and further into the game. As you guys know, KMS has just released the 30-star star forcing system, and well, in a server like an Iron Man server like GMS Heroic, it is very, very hard to obtain these items. So what do I think they're going to do about this? Well, I don't know the exact answer as to what they're going to do in terms of the way they want to implement it, but I do think there is some order needed to be addressed when it comes to obtaining items in Heroic. Whether it is addressing overall item obtainability, or whether it is introducing some sort of shop where you can purchase items in Maplestory Heroic. I think it's really hard to implement a 30-star Star Force change in a server like GMS Heroic when the spares are so difficult to obtain. Now, I understand rarity and obviously the grind to get an item is a ton of fun in a server like GMS Heroic, but when it comes down to it, it doesn't feel that great when it takes you years and years and years to obtain an item. For example, my last source that I had obtained was almost about 29 months ago on my main, and from then on I've never seen one yet again. And I understand getting a rare item, you want it to feel really, really good, and you want it to feel like it's a rare item, and of course obviously wanting them to still keep that rarity aspect in the game. But at the end of the day, when you implement a system like a 30-star star forcing change, it is very hard for players to actually use that system. So I definitely think they're going to be implementing something like a coin purchase shop where bosses either drop coins and then you can use those coins to purchase various items within a boss shop, or I think they might overall just buff the drop rate in this server. Like I said, it is very, very difficult to actually use this system if you don't have the items to actually use the system that it's in place for. I think there might be a few other ways that they might go about this, but those are my two top ways that I think they might go about actually implementing a higher item obtainability in GMS Heroic. I think this would be a very, very, very good change. I think this would drive a lot of newer players to actually want to push the end game a bit more, knowing that their items are going to be more easily obtainable. So now that we've gotten one of the bigger things out of the way, I want to go over another topic that a lot of people have been discussing, especially in GMS Heroic, and also in the video that I had posted about getting to level 295, I had slightly addressed this topic, and that is the acquisition of EXP in GMS Heroic. Now, obviously, as you guys know, GMS Heroic is objectively the most difficult server to actually gain EXP in. And what I mean by that is we don't have unlimited EXP multipliers. We don't have Frenzy Totem like a lot of other servers do. We don't have the higher burning maps like a lot of other servers do, and overall we're missing a lot of resources in this server to actually obtain EXP. And obviously when implementing bosses like 295 and so on and so forth, it's going to be very, very challenging for players to grind to those levels. So I definitely think they're going to be doing something with the EXP acquisition in GMS Heroic, whether that's the acquisition of EXP or they just overall give us an EXP buff, or they change the EXP curve in GMS, I think one of those 3 options will be the route that they're going to go in our server. And wouldn't be the first time that they've actually just had a GMS exclusive EXP curve. They did this a long time ago, and I could definitely see them doing something like this again. I think it would overall just drive positive changes to the server, and I don't think that this would be a negative in any way. Obviously, of course, there's a lot of players, like myself included, that have grinded to 295 with this lower amount of EXP, but like I always say, if there's a change that is better for the entire server, it doesn't matter if you had to do it the hard way. What is better, and that is all that matters when it comes to Maplestory. I'm always looking for ways that they can make positive changes, whether it negatively impacts me but positively impacts the community. That's always going to be a plus. So I'm always looking for the best possible solution for everybody as a whole. So now, one of the other topics that I did want to talk about, and it's not really as important as these other 2 in terms of gameplay wise, but the other topic that I wanted to talk about was the cash shop. Now, obviously, I think that we're going to be getting universal cash shop. I think that's just inevitable with time. But the more important thing that I wanted to address was the fact that they should have the vac pets in the cash shop year round, without having these 6-month intervals with the vac pets being in the cash shop. This is really hard for a new player to get started in the game if they can't purchase vac pets. So I definitely think sometime in the near future, they're going to be making vac pets a year-long sale versus a seasonal sale like they do currently. I also think this would be a great way for them to actually monetize this server properly. Like we had seen before, they kind of dropped the ball on the last GMS exclusive cash shop monetization model, where they had whatever the new boxes were called. I think that really pissed a lot of people off, and I think it was just overall a pretty bad way to go about monetizing the cash shop. And I understand it's a company that need to make money, and I'm all for that, because in my eyes, I think if a company's making more money, at least I can hope that the revenue is going towards a direction in which will help the game grow. I think doing things like seasonal vac pets would be awesome. So instead of them doing seasonal vac pets in the cash shop, they would do like seasonal skinned vac pets. So like, for example, they do different mobs for vac pets for fall season. For the winter season, they do like the boss little vac pets. And then instead of newer players kind of being gatekept from purchasing a vac pet, they can purchase the base vac pet if they want. And then if they want to customize or add some bit of uniqueness to their vac pet, they can purchase like a vac pet SSB. I think this would be a really good way for them to actually monetize the game without making it in any kind of pay to win model. I think a lot of people would be interested in buying vac pets like this, but that's just my 2 cents. I could be wrong, but that's just what I personally think. Now, these are just some of the biggest changes that I think will be addressed in the future. The game has been going very well for the last year and a half, ever since Inkwell had taken over. Of course, there's been a few road bumps along the way, but I think overall, I think GMS has been doing a very good job of adding GMS exclusive content, such as familiars, trying to add in the new classes. Even though their implementation wasn't the greatest, I think the idea was great, but the actual implementation wasn't the best. I have a lot of expectations for GMS, obviously, but I also have a very positive outlook on the future for GMS. I think 95% of the changes that have came to GMS so far this year have been very good, and I hope that I can say the same in the next year as well. Let me know if you guys think there is anything that I missed in this video, or if you guys think that there are bigger changes that are going to be addressed in the near future. Like I said, this wasn't a video going over necessarily problems with GMS Heroic, but things that I think are going to be addressed in the very near future. I wouldn't be surprised if we get an Inkwell note very soon addressing the Star Force changes, drop rate acquisition, and EXP changes very soon, because we are having a huge update this next week, and I would expect to hear some sort of communication from GMS. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see if we get something in this next coming week. But until then, guys, let me know what you guys think of these changes in the future. If you guys think I missed anything, again, let me know in the comment section below. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy the video for today, and until next time, take it easy. Peace.